Hey everyone, Janet here. Did you know that an estimated 1 in 8 people will develop a thyroid disorder during their lifetime? That's a huge number. But what's even more shocking is that up to 60% of those people are completely unaware of their condition. They're walking around feeling tired, struggling with their weight, or noticing their hair thinning, and they just chalk it up to stress or getting older. They can be critical red flags your body is waving, trying to tell you that your thyroid is in trouble. And ignoring these signals can have serious consequences for your long-term health and well-being. They are classic textbook signs of thyroid dysfunction. Your body isn't failing you, and you're not making it up. Today, we're going to get to the bottom of it. This is a guide to help you reclaim your energy and vitality. More importantly, I'm going to arm you with the knowledge you need to advocate for yourself. That can make a world of difference. It's about understanding the root cause and truly taking back control of your health. Let's get into it. The number one complaint I hear is a deep, bone-crushing fatigue. It's waking up after 8 hours of sleep feeling like you haven't slept at all. It feels cellular, like every part of your body has run out of battery. This is a sign of an underactive thyroid or hyperthyroidism. Your thyroid regulates your body's metabolism by producing hormones that tell your cells how fast to work and how much energy to produce. When it's underactive, your cells don't get the signal to rev their engines. This cellular energy crisis causes pervasive fatigue. It's a systemic slowdown, and it explains why simple tasks feel monumental. This tired but wired feeling points to a deeper hormonal dysregulation. The reason you can be exhausted but unable to sleep often comes down to the relationship between your thyroid and adrenal glands, which produce cortisol. In a healthy person, cortisol is highest in the morning and gradually tapers off throughout the day, reaching its lowest point at night to allow for restful sleep. However, when your thyroid is underactive, your body perceives this as a major stressor. In response, your adrenal glands start working overtime, pumping out more cortisol, disrupting your natural cortisol rhythm. This is why you might have low cortisol in the morning and then a spike right when you're trying to sleep. It becomes a vicious cycle, and this is why simply taking a sleeping pill won't fix the problem. Understanding this connection is crucial when you talk to your doctor. When you can articulate this specific symptom pattern, it provides a massive clue that points directly towards a potential thyroid and adrenal issue. Unexplained weight changes can be a frustrating symptom of thyroid disorders. Many experience slow weight gain, despite diet and exercise. Others unintentionally lose weight, which can be alarming. This isn't about discipline, it's your metabolism being hijacked by thyroid hormones. Hyperthyroidism slows your metabolic rate, excess energy is stored as fat, and weight loss feels impossible. Water retention adds to the discouragement. This isn't a personal failure, it's a medical condition. Address the underactive thyroid to stop fighting against weight loss. Recognizing this is the first step toward a real solution and letting go of self-blame. Now, let's flip the coin and talk about the other extreme unexplained weight loss. This is the classic sign of an overactive thyroid or hyperthyroidism. In this condition, the thyroid gland is in overdrive, flooding your body with too much thyroid hormone. If hyperthyroidism is like turning your body's furnace down to low, hyperthyroidism is like cranking it up to full blast. Your metabolic rate goes through the roof. Your body is burning through calories at an accelerated, unsustainable pace, even when you're at rest. This is why people with hyperthyroidism can often eat large amounts of food and still lose weight. But this is not a healthy or desirable state. The body is literally consuming itself for fuel, leading to weakness over time. This unintentional weight loss is often accompanied by other signs of a revved-up system, like a rapid heartbeat, anxiety, and feeling constantly hot and sweaty. It's a critical red flag that your body's systems are out of control. So any significant, unexplained change in your weight is a major reason to get your thyroid checked. Warning sign number 3, hair loss and dry, flaky skin. People often attribute this to stress or aging, but it's often a signal that your thyroid is struggling. More hair in your brush, thinning eyebrows, and dry, scaly skin can point to hyperthyroidism. Your skin requires a lot of metabolic energy, controlled by your thyroid. With an underactive thyroid, skin cell regeneration slows, resulting in rough, dry skin. You might find yourself constantly applying moisturizers, but nothing seems to penetrate. It's your body screaming for help from the inside out. This includes cracked heels and rough patches on elbows and knees. It's a systemic issue. Noticing thinning hair and dry skin? You might grab Biotin, but marketing can be misleading. If a thyroid problem is the root cause, Biotin is just a band-aid. High doses can even skew thyroid lab tests, leading to misdiagnosis and delayed treatment. Stop Biotin before thyroid testing and be honest with your doctor about supplements. Similarly, expensive skincare won't help if your thyroid is the issue. Get to the root of the problem. Talk to your doctor, ask for the right tests, and investigate hormonal imbalances. Fixing your thyroid is the best beauty investment. Warning sign number 4 is one of the most misunderstood and, frankly, one of the most tragic connections, the link between your thyroid and your mental health. I'm talking about depression and anxiety. So many patients are put on antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications, sometimes for years, without ever seeing significant improvement. They feel hopeless, and sometimes they're even labeled as treatment-resistant. But in a staggering number of these cases, the root cause isn't a primary psychiatric condition. It's an undiagnosed thyroid disorder hijacking their brain chemistry. This is something I am incredibly passionate about because it can change lives. Your brain is incredibly rich in thyroid hormone receptors. These hormones are critical for the proper functioning of neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, the very chemicals that regulate your mood, motivation, and sense of calm. When you have hyperthyroidism, your brain is essentially being starved of the fuel it needs to maintain emotional equilibrium. This can manifest as classic depressive symptoms, persistent low mood, a loss of interest in things you used to enjoy, overwhelming fatigue, and brain fog. It's a physiological depression, not a psychological failing. On the flip side, an overactive thyroid, or hyperthyroidism, puts your entire nervous system into overdrive. It's like drinking 10 cups of coffee all at once, 24/7. This constant state of stimulation floods your body with stress hormones, leading to intense anxiety, panic attacks, irritability, heart palpitations, and a feeling of inner trembling or restlessness. You might feel like you're constantly on edge, unable to relax, with racing thoughts that you just can't shut off. Many people in this state are misdiagnosed with a generalized anxiety disorder or panic disorder, when in reality, their thyroid is the one creating the panic. The overlap in symptoms is so significant that, in my opinion, a comprehensive thyroid panel should be standard procedure for anyone presenting with new onset depression or anxiety. Research has shown that up to 20% of patients with depression may have an underlying thyroid issue, particularly subclinical hyperthyroidism, and correcting that thyroid imbalance can often resolve the mood symptoms completely, or at least make traditional psychiatric treatments far more effective. It's a foundational piece of the mental health puzzle that is overlooked far too often, and patients are the ones who suffer for it. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like, share it, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you do not miss any of our future videos. Thank you. Let's dig a little deeper into this idea of treatment-resistant depression. This is a term we use when a patient has tried at least 2 different classes of antidepressants at an adequate dose and for an adequate duration, but still hasn't found relief. It's a frustrating and demoralizing experience for both the patient and the doctor, but before jumping to more aggressive psychiatric interventions, we have to pause and ask a fundamental question. Have we ruled out all the potential medical causes? And the thyroid is at the very top of that list. It's medical detective work at its finest. Think about it from a biological perspective. If your brain cells don't have enough active T3 hormone to function properly, how can we expect a medication like an SSRI, which works by modulating serotonin levels, to be fully effective? It's like trying to get a high-performance engine to run smoothly on low-grade contaminated fuel. The medication is designed to work within a system that is assumed to be hormonally balanced. When that foundational balance is off, the medication's effectiveness is severely compromised. Correcting the thyroid level is like putting the right fuel in the tank, allowing the other systems to work as intended. The link is particularly strong with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, the autoimmune condition that is the most common cause of hyperthyroidism in the United States. In Hashimoto's, the body's immune system mistakenly attacks the thyroid gland. These thyroid antibodies themselves, even before TSH levels become significantly elevated, have been linked to mood disturbances. The inflammation generated by this autoimmune process can directly impact brain function and contribute to feelings of depression and anxiety. So it's not just the lack of hormone, it's the underlying autoimmune fire that's fueling the mental health symptoms. So if you or someone you love is struggling with mood issues, and especially if medications don't seem to be working, please be your own advocate. Ask your doctor to look beyond the symptoms and investigate the root cause. A simple blood test could provide the answer that has been missing for years. It could be the key that unlocks the door to feeling like yourself again. Don't accept being told it's all in your head. Sometimes it's in your neck, right where your thyroid gland is, and that is a solvable problem. Okay, let's move on to warning sign number 5, and we're heading south from the brain to the gut. This might not be the most glamorous topic, but it's incredibly important. Changes in your bowel habits, specifically constipation or diarrhea. Many people suffer from digestive issues for years, going to gastroenterologists, undergoing invasive tests like colonoscopies, and being told they just have irritable bowel syndrome or IBS. But very often, the master regulator of their gut function, the thyroid, is never even considered. This is a massive blind spot in conventional medicine that you need to be aware of. Your thyroid hormones are essentially the conductors of your digestive orchestra. They control something called gut motility, which is the coordinated muscular contractions that move food through your digestive tract. This process is called peristalsis. When you have hypothyroidism or an underactive thyroid, everything in your body slows down, and that includes your gut. Peristalsis becomes slow and sluggish. Food sits in your intestines for longer, allowing more water to be reabsorbed, which results in stools that are hard, dry, and difficult to pass. This is chronic constipation, a classic sign of hyperthyroidism. We're not talking about missing a bowel movement for a day or two. We're talking about a chronic, persistent change where you're going less than 3 times a week, and it's a constant struggle. This can lead to a host of other problems like bloating, gas, abdominal pain, and a feeling of incomplete evacuation. Many people just start relying on laxatives, which can create dependency and don't address the core issue. The real problem is that the hormonal signal to keep things moving has been turned way down. It's a system-wide slowdown, and your gut is one of the first places to feel it. The connection is so strong that if a patient comes to me complaining of new-onset persistent constipation without any other obvious cause, like a major change in diet or medication, one of the first things I think about is their thyroid function. It's a fundamental checkpoint. Before jumping to complex GI workups, we have to rule out the simple systemic causes. It's about looking at the body as an interconnected system, not a collection of separate parts. Your gut doesn't operate in a vacuum. It's profoundly influenced by your hormones. Now, let's look at the other side of the coin, hyperthyroidism, or an overactive thyroid. If hyperthyroidism is like putting the brakes on your digestive system, hyperthyroidism is like slamming on the gas pedal. Your metabolism is revved up, and that includes your gut motility. Peristalsis goes into overdrive, pushing food through your digestive tract way too quickly. There isn't enough time for your intestines to properly absorb water and nutrients from the food you're eating. This is what leads to the opposite problem: frequent, loose, watery stools or diarrhea. This isn't just an occasional inconvenience, it can be a chronic and urgent issue. People with hyperthyroidism might find themselves needing to run to the bathroom multiple times a day, often shortly after eating. This can be socially debilitating and can lead to malabsorption of nutrients, contributing to the weight loss we talked about earlier. Again, this is often misdiagnosed as the diarrhea-predominant form of IBS or IBSD, or even inflammatory bowel disease. But unless the underlying thyroid storm is calmed, no amount of gut-focused treatment will provide lasting relief. The tragedy here is how often this connection is missed. A patient sees a GI specialist for their bowel issues, but that specialist might not be thinking about the endocrine system. They might not think to order a full thyroid panel. The patient ends up on medications to slow down the gut or bulk up the stool, which are just symptomatic band-aids. They might be told to follow a restrictive FODMAP diet, which can be helpful for some, but it doesn't fix the hormonal engine that's running out of control and causing the problem in the first place. So the key takeaway is this: your bowel habits are a powerful barometer of your overall metabolic health. If you experience a significant and persistent change in your bathroom routine, either chronic constipation or chronic diarrhea that you can't explain by diet or lifestyle, you have to think thyroid. Don't let your symptoms be dismissed as just IBS. Insist on a thorough investigation that includes a comprehensive look at your thyroid hormones. It could be the missing piece of your digestive puzzle and the key to finally getting your system back in balance. Sign number 6, muscle weakness and joint pain. This can impact your quality of life. Thyroid hormones are essential for muscle function. When your thyroid is underactive, this process slows down. Hypothyroidism can lead to fluid retention and inflammation, making joints stiff and achy. The underlying thyroid cause is often overlooked. Could the root cause be your thyroid? Investigate the thyroid as a potential culprit. I want to share a story that illustrates this point. I remember a patient, Sarah, a 45-year-old avid gardener. She experienced debilitating pain and had been diagnosed with early-onset arthritis. Strong anti-inflammatory medications barely touched the pain and came with side effects. Sarah also felt incredibly tired, had gained weight, and her skin was dry. Instead of focusing on her joints, I suggested we look at her thyroid function. We ran a full thyroid panel. Sarah had profound hyperthyroidism, indicating Hashimoto's thyroiditis. The arthritis wasn't the primary disease, but a symptom of a larger hormonal problem. We started her on thyroid hormone replacement therapy and lifestyle changes. The transformation was incredible. She was back to doing what she loved because we had addressed the root cause. Her story is a reminder to always look deeper. Let's discuss warning sign number 7, high cholesterol. Imagine you're doing everything right, clean diet, regular exercise, avoiding junk food, yet your LDL cholesterol is high. Doctors often prescribe statins, but why? The thyroid, often missed, plays a vital role in cholesterol processing. Hypothyroidism impairs cholesterol clearance. The problem isn't always cholesterol production, but disposal due to a failing thyroid. Prescribing statins without checking the thyroid is a medical oversight. It masks the symptom, like mopping a flooded floor without fixing the overflowing sink, while other hyperthyroid symptoms persist. Think about the implications of this. Millions of people are put on statins every single year. And while these drugs are life-saving for many individuals, one has to wonder how many have undiagnosed hyperthyroidism as the true root cause. They're given a prescription and told to take it for the rest of their lives, without ever exploring that their high cholesterol might be a symptom of a correctable hormonal imbalance. They accept the diagnosis, maybe even feel a little guilty, thinking they must have done something wrong with their diet, when in reality, their body is screaming for help. This scenario is incredibly common. A patient in their 30s or 40s, who has always had perfect cholesterol, suddenly sees their numbers skyrocket. They are baffled, and their doctor might be too, often attributing it to genetics catching up with them. The conversation immediately turns to medication and long-term management. But the crucial question, what changed in your body's metabolism, is never asked. If you're in this situation, you have to become your own best advocate. You have to be the one to ask, doctor, could we please check my thyroid function before we start this medication? Let me be clear, I am not anti-statin. They are incredibly important medications for the right patient. What I am is pro-root cause. If your high cholesterol is accompanied by any of the other signs we've discussed, fatigue, weight gain, hair loss, feeling cold, constipation, depression, then the alarm bells for a thyroid issue should be ringing loud and clear. Treating the hypothyroidism can, in many cases, completely normalize cholesterol levels, making statins unnecessary. You're not just lowering a number, you're restoring your body's natural function. So be an active participant in your healthcare. If you receive a surprising diagnosis of high cholesterol, don't just passively accept a prescription. See it as a clue. Ask for a comprehensive thyroid panel. Investigate the root cause. This simple step could prevent decades of unnecessary medication and lead you to the diagnosis that explains your symptoms and puts you on the path to true healing. Let's discuss the specific tests you need from your doctor to transition from a passive patient to an empowered advocate for your health. For decades, the standard has been a single test, TSH or thyroid-stimulating hormone, but relying solely on the TSH test is a woefully incomplete picture. Many people with thyroid symptoms have a TSH within the normal range and are dismissed. To get the full picture, insist on a complete thyroid panel, including free T4 and free T3. Free T4 measures the available storage hormone. Free T3, the active hormone, is non-negotiable. It tells you how much usable hormone is available to rev up your metabolism. Let's dive deeper. Ask for reverse T3, RT3, the antithyroid hormone. Under stress or illness, your body may convert T4 into inactive reverse T3, slowing metabolism. High reverse T3 can cause hyperthyroid symptoms even with normal TSH and T4. Also, request thyroid antibody tests, especially with a family history of autoimmune disease. Test for thyroid peroxidase, TPOAB, and thyroglobulin, TGAB antibodies. Their presence indicates Hashimoto's, the top cause of hypothyroidism. Demand this complete panel: TSH, free T4, free T3, reverse T3, and thyroid antibodies. Find a doctor who values the complete picture. Let's talk about taking back control with targeted nutrition and lifestyle changes. Key nutrients are game changers for thyroid hormone production. Selenium is crucial for converting inactive T4 hormone into active T3. Brazil nuts are a great source. Pair selenium with zinc. Zinc helps the hypothalamus sense thyroid hormone levels. Find zinc in oysters, beef, pumpkin seeds, and lentils. The conversation about nutrition for thyroid health leads us to gluten. There's a real scientific reason for this connection, and it's called molecular mimicry. The protein structure of gluten looks similar to thyroid tissue. The immune system can get confused and start attacking the thyroid gland by mistake. Try a strict 30 to 60-day gluten-free diet as a therapeutic trial. Many patients report improvements in brain fog, joint pain, and energy levels simply by removing gluten. It can be a powerful way to calm the storm inside your body. Remember, it's about listening to your body's unique response. Stress has a profound impact on your thyroid health. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which can suppress the pituitary gland, lowering TSH and thyroid hormone production. This creates a cycle of fatigue and brain fog, making it harder to cope. Addressing cortisol is key. Build resilience with tools like meditation, yoga, or nature walks. Prioritize sleep and boundaries to lower cortisol. Support your thyroid with nutrition, lifestyle, and stress management. Start today and improve how you feel. We've covered a lot of ground today, discussing fatigue, weight changes, hair loss, and mood swings. If you're experiencing these symptoms, I need you to hear this. You are not crazy, lazy, or making it up. Your symptoms are real. For too long, these symptoms have been dismissed, especially for women. This is a narrative we have to change. What if it's a thyroid issue? Understanding these signs transforms vague complaints into a pattern pointing to a potential thyroid issue. You are advocating for yourself with knowledge. Your experience is real. The exhaustion, brain fog, and anxiety are real. These are physiological symptoms likely linked to your thyroid. Accepting this is the first step toward getting your life back. Take action and advocate for the right tests. Free T3, free T4, reverse T3, TPO, and TG antibodies. Insist on a comprehensive evaluation. Find a provider who listens and respects your experience. The knowledge you've gained is your power. Use it to demand the care you deserve. Your health is your most valuable asset. Invest in it. We've covered the 10 major warning signs, the right tests to ask for, and how you can start making changes today. So what's the bottom line? If you related to any of these signs, the fatigue, the weight struggles, the mood changes, please get tested today. Don't wait another week or another month. You do not have to live your life feeling exhausted, puffy, anxious, and depressed. Answers are available, and feeling like your vibrant, energetic self again is absolutely possible. This is your call to action. Take that first step. Thank you so much for watching and for investing this time in your health. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and more importantly, share it with someone you love who might be struggling with these same symptoms. You could change their life. To make sure you don't miss out on more deep dives into hidden health fixes that can help you thrive, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you're the first to know when a new video drops. We're building a community here dedicated to real health answers. As a final tool to help you on your journey, I've created a comprehensive downloadable thyroid checklist that summarizes the key symptoms and the essential tests we discussed. You can download it for free using the link on the end screen and in the description. Take it with you to your next doctor's appointment to help you have a productive conversation. Also on the screen, you'll see a couple of other videos I've made that I think you'll find really helpful, including one on reversing insulin resistance and another on optimizing your sleep. Thanks again for being here. Stay healthy, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.